baby girl, what's happening? You and your ass invited, so gonna get to clapping. Go pop it for a plan, pop it for me. Turn around and drop it for a plan, drop it for me.
Hi and welcome back to Cyber City Cycles. I'm Gray and today we're here with Jack and we're going to be going through his 2021 Lowrider S. So tell us a little bit about when you got it, what you've done to it, kind of your experience with the bike so far.
Well, I got it brand new in 2021 from Norwich, Harley Davidson, when they were still around.
Rest in peace.
Obviously she was bone stock then, didn't take very long before I started chucking bits at it. I think one of the first things that went on was the Lucky Speed Shop shorty levers. In terms of, since I've owned it, I've absolutely loved it. I wouldn't have wanted anything else. It was always the dream bike. It was always the one I looked at and went, yeah, that's the one I've got to have. If I don't have it, I will kick myself.
I can see why. So obviously this isn't the stock fairing that comes with the bike. Where did you get it? Anything else that's been done to it in the sense of the, you know, the handguards and everything as well?
So the fairing comes from a company called Bestem USA, which obviously to get from America.
Yeah.
Then I used the Harley's own quart fairing bracket and windscreen to obviously fit it and tie it all together.
Yep.
The handguards themselves are Memphis shades, which I then had hydro dipped by a good friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the time you couldn't get, or I couldn't find any carbon handguards with the cutouts to fit around the indicators, so I went down the hydro dip route, which there is also the chin spoiler, which is a company called Tommy and Sons, which I then also had hydro dipped by the same chap. And then the rear struts I also then had removed, which he then sandblasted smooth and then hydro dipped those as well.
Obviously you got the Saddleman seat.
Yep, it's a custom Saddleman from a company called IMZZ Elite, which does a range of different Harley parts, and then this was their own custom Saddleman you could get, which had to go for the carbon effect leather down the sides and the gold stitching.
Beautiful. As
well as the gripper back, which does hold you in nicely when you're being a hooligan, which we never do.
No, obviously not. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the exhaust and the engine. What have we got going on there?
So the exhaust is Blow Performance exhaust, which, if I get it right, are Australian. They'll be very angry if I get that wrong.
Well, fingers crossed that's right.
Which that was something I just saw on a Facebook group once, and I was like, I've got to have them on my bike. You know, they're just my sort of style and loud.
What made you want to go with kind of like a short slash kind of aesthetic as opposed to something more traditional for this kind of build, like a 2-into-1?
I think because it is a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's not the same standard TBR 2-into-1 that everyone chucks on as sort of club style. And I've always liked sort of like when I used to have a Sportster, the LAF sort of real short cut pipes, and I really just like the flow and the lines these have. I really think it does suit this bike.
Absolutely. Yeah. In terms of the engine, kind of what have we got going on there? Obviously it's not stock.
Nothing is anymore. So the engine is a stage 2, but I bought from a company called Alpha Performance Engines, and they do a stage 2 plus kit.
Because you definitely need to go bigger.
Yeah, obviously. Just to milk as many horsepower as I can out of it. So she's got the bigger 6.2 injectors, an S&S intake manifold, the Cyclerama 485 cam, which is quite nice because it's quite a high lift cam, so it really revs out, which, well, not say feels lacking, but the stock engine, once you hit about 4,000 RPM, that's all she's got.
Yeah.
You know, so having that really bad, just to rev it right up to rev line, really just tops it off for me. Makes it a bit more sporty, really.
Gotta be damned.
You've then got the Cycle-Rama lifter cuffs, S&S adjustable push rods, and the Alpha Performance high capacity lifters
Cool.
as well.
Okay, so performance-wise, obviously, how has the changes that you've made kind of improved / not improved the ride, the way it performs, everything like that?
So, power-wise, obviously, there was a lot more of it.
Yeah.
More mid-range to top end because of how the cam is set up.
Mm-hmm.
Low end, it obviously pulls hard, but it's still fairly, in terms of low end, it's fairly similar still stock-wise because of being a high lift cam.
Mm-hmm.
If you ride it sensibly, she's still reasonably good on fuel.
Yeah.
If you do crank the throttle, she does start sipping a bit, you know.
How many miles would you say it gets on a tank? Average?
If you're reasonably sensible, you'd probably get just under 200.
Okay.
If you are pinning it, you do notice that you're sort of 130, 140, but that is pinning it and being a bit of a hooligan.
Which obviously you are.
Never do. No.
Of course.
Good Christian boy.
You mentioned that the Salomon seat really keeps you kind of tucked in and everything. How does that kind of work with, obviously you've got custom pegs on here as well. Kind of explain how that setup works for you.
The seat itself, being a Saddleman compared to stock, does lift you up slightly and bring you forward slightly, which puts you in a slightly more uprighty, sporty position.
Mm-hmm.
The pegs I changed for these OG Moto bronze effect pegs.
Mm-hmm.
They're a real aggressive, sharp peg, which you'd never slip your foot off them.
Mm-hmm.
They really do hold your feet in tight, which then just adds to the kind of sportiness of it because you can then really weight your feet when you are going hard into a corner.
You mentioned that they have the pivot, so you can kind of turn them upright to be perfect for you.
Yeah.
How did you did it take a minute to get that right, or was it kind of just like bang on the money, or?
You can get it fairly spot on for what you want, and then it's just fine tuning just a notch at a time, just to go, right, this is spot on, this is a little bit too uncomfortable. It's just fine tuning it to where I needed it really. And then round on the brake lever side, you've got the Green Brothers adjustable rear brake linkage, because the stock one sits real flat with the peg and real low down, so it's not very comfortable and convenient to use.
Yeah.
So I've done that, and you can then really bring it back, which then gives you a lot more confident rear brake feel, rather than it just feels sort of spongy and like that's not really doing a lot.
Perfect. What made you choose the S model compared to something like the Lowrider ST?
So at the time they didn't make the Lowrider ST.
There you go. That's why.
And as much as I like the ST, I've never been crazy for the giant big front fairings.
Yeah.
And for me, who is more just a Sunday blast, kind of go out and have a good time, I don't really need bags because I'm not touring. I don't need to carry fuck all. It's essentially whatever I can fit in my pockets is all
What
I
you
take with me.
Yeah. So in terms of like your journey, what was the bike that you kind of first started out on? What was your first Harley? What's your experience within the culture?
In terms of first riding, we used to have a little 90cc dirt bike we used to play about on a field. So that's kind of where it all started. And in terms of first road bike, was actually my Harley Sportster, my little 8A3.
What year was that?
17.
Gotcha.
Which is a little 17, which I've done a fairly similar, well, fairly standard sports thing, just blacked everything out.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing, drag bars.
Yeah.
Just made it my own really, little single seat. That was a Lepera, little single seat. That was mint. And then I had to then sell that to fund this one.
That'll do it. The Para do a kind of almost similar seat to Saddleman in the sense of the step up kind of thing. Was that ever an option when you chose to go for this? Or
I did think about the other manufacturers, like you say, Lepera and whoever else, I can't remember from the top of my head. I just kind of went to Saddleman because I feel like that was the one to have. And a lot of people said it's more on the sort of slightly firmer side, which is more what I wanted rather than a softer, more comfortable, like ride all day kind of seat. I wanted something that was going to reel just a bit firmer, reel hold me in, just that kind of sporty edge really.
Absolutely. In terms of dislikes, where are we at?
There's a couple small things which are a little bit niggly. The bar setup, which I've more set up for a sportier ride, being low bars, nice and wide to really get on top of them. They're not that comfortable if you're doing a real long trip or ride and got a real long day ahead of you. Not bad, but you do notice it obviously the longer you're riding.
Yeah. Do you ever reckon you would raise them up to go with more of like a T-bar kind of club style aspect of it, or?
I've been tempted for the sake of comfort, but I then worry that will affect the line of the bike and what I've got going.
Completely understandable.
I'd say the only other major dislike I have is that it's a Harley and it's very heavy.
Very heavy. Yeah.
And I'm only little. It's she's a big bike to wheel about, or if you get it stuck in a hole somewhere, it does take a bit of pushing out. But
absolutely.
Other than that, she's mint.
Just good all round.
She's mint.
Perfect. Lots of carbon on this bike. Do you think you have anything else that you want to go carbon, or is the bits you've got at the minute kind of enough?
There's always room for more. So the bits I've currently got that are actual carbon is the front fairing, which is Bestem. You've got the tank gauge holder, which is LA fairing, as well as LA fairing's belt guard. I've then also got a wire harness, which I actually made myself, stuck down there.
There you go.
It's my own little touch on it. Mechanic.
I'm a mechanic.
In terms of more carbon I'd like to do, I believe it's Sly Fox do carbon push rod covers, and Saddleman also do a carbon cover for the spark plugs and ignition coil.
Wow.
So that would be another thing on the
Pretty
list.
cool. Awesome. You ever thought about getting different fuel caps?
No, I like the matching because the stock ones are quite fat and thick. So I got these Harley flush mount ones just because it really tidies the tank up. Really just cleans it up nicely.
Alright, awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming down and obviously being a part of the video. If any of you guys want to follow Jack or see anything that he does, I'll put his links in the description below. And yeah, I appreciate you coming along.
Much appreciated. Good time.
Hell yeah. Alright, make sure to like and subscribe for more content and drop a follow on the Instagram as well. Peace.